On Sunday, I wanted to mention this the other day. I completely forgot about it. I guess because I'm not into vampires. Well, not a whole lot anyway. Not unless you live in Moldova or near the Carpathian Mountains. Anyway, the Jerusalem Post, which I believe is a fairly reliable source for news and information. Well, on Sunday, the Jerusalem Post reported that Russia has either proposed or decided, and this is 2 days ago, so it's probably a decision now, but Russia is going to go after forced donations of blood by captured Ukrainian soldiers. That's according to Ukrainian Ombudswoman for Human Rights, Lyudmila Denisova, on her Facebook page. Forced donation of blood for Russian soldiers, because the Russian military on the ground is being decimated. Now, the Russian armored divisions with their missiles and their howitzers and these explosive bombs that they've been dropping on civilian targets, they are, I don't need to tell you, they are just doing so much destruction to this country. There is so much death right at the feet of this murderous goddamn vampire, Vladimir Putin. Interesting, his first name is Vlad. Vlad the Killer, as in Vlad the Inhaler, or, I'm sorry, Vlad the Impaler. Inhaler? Too much reefer last night, Mike? No, I didn't smoke any reefer last night. So anyway, when I saw this in the Jerusalem Post, I just felt a shiver. I mean, seriously, a shiver of revulsion that these Russian bastards now are acquiescing to this, the Russian people. And this is another thing. I've tried to separate the Russian leadership from the Russian people because the Russian leadership has done that. They have no connection to their people. But the Russian people have become like a bunch of goddamn cows out in the field. They eat, they try to survive, they shit, that's about it. Their country, their leadership is committing the worst war crimes, no, seriously, the worst war crimes in the past 40 or 50 years. Well, at least going back to the Clinton administration's attack on Bosnia-Herzegovina. It's very difficult to differentiate between different countries who decide to kill civilian populations. I understand that. But this has been totally unprovoked. There is no attempt to, prior to the invasion by these Russian monsters, there was no attempt to overthrow the Ukrainian government and install a government that would be anti-Russia. And as we pointed out many, many times, because media have pointed it out, and so have the people who live there, Russian speakers, Ukrainian speakers are pretty much one and the same in southern Russia, near Ukraine, and in Ukraine. It's just, again, it's like the United States attacking Canada. It makes no sense. You have to get inside the fevered, sick, worm-infested brain of Vlad the Impaler to understand why he decided to do this. This is really a sick man, a very destructive man. But because the Russian army is being beaten to death by the Ukrainian army, they're going to take Ukrainian captives and try to forcibly take. How do you do that? How do you forcibly take a blood donation, quote, quote, from a person? Do you tie them down completely, immobilize them completely? Do you make them unconscious and then take a pint or whatever of blood? I mean, this is insane. This is truly insane. But the Russian people, why are they not donating blood to their own troops? Well, there's a very good reason why that's not happening. First of all, the Russian people are a bunch of cows. They do what the herdsman tells them to do. Moo. Secondly, they have no fucking idea that their young men, their boys, really, if you look at some of these videos, Jesus Christ, these are young-looking Russian soldiers who are being moved into slaughter by Vlad the Killer. But the Russian people have no idea what is going on. There's no one to tell them. So why should they give blood? This is not something that Russians are used to doing anyway, being charitable like this. Survival in Russia for centuries has always been that, survival in Russia, whether it was under warlords or czars or communists or Stalin or whomever. Survival. Go plant some potatoes, plant some beets, but leave me alone, right? So the Ukrainian Ombudswoman for Human Rights, Lyudmila Denisova, on her Facebook page, points this out. Holy Jesus. Now, there's another thing. I mentioned this the other day. This piece of human shit, Sergei Lavrov, the one who cavorted in the Oval Office with Trump and a couple of members of the Russian media after Trump was elected the first time in 2016. He was defeated handily the second time. But if you remember those images, no American news people, camera people, or photographers were allowed in. But the photos got out. There's Trump grinning like a chimpanzee who just finished masturbating. And Lavrov, well, maybe that was Lavrov. Trump looked like he was drunk on his ass with his red cheeks and his polyurethane hair, as Sanchez calls it. And there they are, 3 or 4 of these scum in the Oval Office in our country, laughing and chortling and cavorting about how the Russians had helped Trump get the presidency. And if you don't believe that, you're fucking beyond hope. Turn off however you're listening to this podcast right now. I'll wait. Okay, you're still there. Then you do understand that the Russians had a tremendous influence with their propaganda in getting Trump elected, because they know a patsy, they know an asshole, they know a useful idiot when they see one. My God, this is what Putin, this is what his whole career at the KGB became before it changed its name. That's what he was involved in. How to find dumb fucks in the United States or in Great Britain. Great Britain, the UK has become a hiding place for Russian oligarchs' money. Oh my God, they've become the butler. What did I read the other day? That the UK has become a butler society for these Russian oligarchs. But apparently the UK doesn't give a shit. We should still give a shit. But those pictures of Lavrov and Trump and the other asshole laughing and joking and drinking their vodka or whatever the hell they were drinking was disgusting. And now Lavrov, he's the foreign minister of Russia, he today accused the West, read America, of pushing the Ukrainian government to effectively sabotage peace talks. Well, you fucker. I'll tell you what, Lavrov, that's another one. Just put me in a room with him, give me a baseball bat, and just leave us alone for 30 minutes. You'll have to bring in, a dustpan and a very stiff bristled broom to clean up the mess. But this son of a bitch is saying that the United States and our NATO allies are sabotaging peace talks. If Lavrov wants peace, get the fuck out of Ukraine and Moldova, the Transnistria, is that a Transnistria region of Moldova, where there are already Russian troops. You think Putin wants to stop at Ukraine? Don't think that. Don't. Moldova is next. Unless, and I believe this has happened, Putin realizes, holy fuck, what did I do? I didn't realize all these countries would jump in my shit. Holy Toledo, I thought this would take 72 hours. We're approaching 72 days. So Lavrov today was trying to keep to a tough line. And because on Monday he warned of, quote, a serious, real danger of nuclear war. Well, you rat fucker, you, Lavrov, listen, do you not understand the term mutual assured destruction? You little pig, do you think that the United States would not respond with the fury of hell if you even get close to getting your nukes ready? I mean, why? Maybe there's a strategic reason for the United States not responding in kind. I know the Russians truly have no fucking value on human life. No, they really don't. And that comes not because they're subhuman, but because for centuries they were taught that there's no value on human life. That the only human life worth living was their leadership, disguised as Mother Russia and this filthy goddamn Russian Orthodox Church that was submerged during the Stalin years. But now, I saw a video the other day, there's Putin crossing himself. You rotten son of a bitch. How dare you do that? I mean, not that I give a shit. I'm not a Christian. But to cross yourself while you were killing Christian children. You see, that's where we're at. So the Russians have escalated this rhetoric about nuclear war because the Russian soldier has proven himself to be fucking useless. He's cannon fodder. That's all. And he will continue to be that because Putin doesn't give a shit how many Russian men die. He doesn't care. He doesn't care how many Ukrainians. He doesn't care what happens to anybody. He's like Trump. They're cut from the same goddamn cookie cutter. They really are. Trump just hasn't been given unbridled power with a history of centuries of unbridled power in the United States. Don't argue with me about capitalism. I get all that. You know what I'm talking about. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. As you know, we've switched formats and are now broadcast exclusively on the Progressive Voices Network. So that means you get fewer program interruptions, no corporate commercials, and lots of profanity. But our format change also means some of our radio listeners no longer hear the program. It's been a while since I mentioned our podcasts, so you may have forgotten that there is a way to listen to this program anytime you need a good dose of screaming. Visit MikeMalloy.com and subscribe to our podcasts. As a podcast subscriber, you can download the program to your mobile device and take me with you wherever you go. And if you have a friend who needs a dose of truth-seeking, you can give a gift subscription as well. That's MikeMalloy.com, and never miss a minute of the uncensored fun and frivolity.